Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on the coverage of these Heritage, Golden, PWC, PWCC auction sites. I'm not going to do all of them always because sometimes I miss them myself. However, we did go over the Golden one with the Illustrator Pikachu, and that just ended. I mean, I'm recording this now 10/7. Hopefully you guys don't get it too far after that. But we're going to go over some of the results and if I found out anything interesting. So if we're looking here, I'm going to leave a link for this because the biggest question I had from you guys was, where was this at? Do you have a link? I'm not actually logged in, so you should be able to view this stuff publicly, but if you want to, make yourself an account. We're looking at the lowest priced items that just finished yesterday on October 6th for Pokemon. Now, as a disclaimer, I do not know if any of these items were paid for. We're just going to go off of what the actual bid shows. And you can see right here, there was actually a few items that did not get a bid. You can see like this right here didn't get a bid at 50, neither did that, which rightfully so. I mean, this one got pretty lucky in my opinion at the $60 price tag. I mean, we were selling those on my eBay store for $39.99 and we're selling lots of them. But maybe I was just selling low. Going through here, you can see some of these items, the prices, it's hard to compare a lot of the lower end items, especially, I mean, this right here is a complete graded set. I mean, looks like it's got, actually it's just a collection lot of 13, holographic cards. So, I mean, that's really not what we were looking at too much. You can see right here the Tommy Scratch packs. They did about what I would expect them to do. I mean, 360 for 2 packs. Let's see if we can get to some of the higher end items. There's that Logan Paul NFT. It did end up getting a bid, so maybe I need to sell that thing on here because I really have no use for NFTs. I still don't quite understand what they are or what the deal is with them. Not too bad right there. A Fossil first edition Aerodactyl, $630 bucks. It's not too bad of a deal. Scrolling down through here, was that Mew? That Mew was a 10, $780 bucks. Moltres got 907. Got a Raichu 930. This used to be one of the lower end holographic cards. It's usually a pretty easy 10 to grade, but it's definitely made a little bit of a surge coming off of the bottom of the set. I guess because it's the Raichu, but base set Raichu, in my opinion, always had a better artwork than that one. I bid on this one and I didn't win. I just recently won one for $980, like total after everything. So, and I thought that was a little bit high, but Ninetales is still a pretty sweet card, but still brought over 1,000. Here's that perfect Alakazam. You can see that it pulled $1,504. I don't know if you guys can zoom out. Gotta look at my OBS screen. Yeah, that might work a little bit better. So, I mean, it didn't bring a ton more than a PSA copy. So that was interesting. Of course, a lot of people may not have even known about it, but then you got to think, there's not going to be people collecting a perfect 10 set in CGC for base set hollows where there's a lot of people collecting PSA 10 because attainability is a factor for collectability of any item really, and that's why some of these items are too rare for their own good. In this case, the grade is kind of too rare. Maybe if it was something specific that would reach out to a broader audience, like you might have Alakazam, you definitely have Alakazam collectors out there, but how many of them are going to be looking for perfect 10s? You might get Charizard collectors out there who want only perfect 10s. I mean, you have enough of those to where there's going to be some overlap. You've got some complete sets here. I mean, you can see right there, the Gym Challenge first edition set, $1680. When we looked at these grades, a lot of the grades were lower, 5 to 8. I mean, I don't remember seeing many 9s, but I'm sure there's some in there. There's a first edition base set Blastoise, 8.5. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Why is it not zooming? That's weird. The page is broken. Let me refresh. Scroll back down. That's a little bit bigger now. You guys can't see all these, right? Yeah. So we were at the Blastoise. This one was interesting. It was a 9.5, kind of like a gem mint grade for the Raichu. It definitely pulled more than the 9, but it was about a 2x. I mean, it's close to $2,000. Got a, well, I don't know, the Raichu 9, did they have one here? Yeah, there's a 9 there, 1140. So it wasn't quite 2x, but it's getting close to it. And this is a PSA 9, so a CGC 9. I would think that, I mean, it would probably be right at a 2x because it's not gonna, it doesn't typically bring the same price tag. Lapras for $2,000, not too bad. We have seen this one come down quite a bit. Got an Articuno to 2,300. There's that Scratch Charizard. I was surprised that it actually did that well at the 2,500. I thought that was pretty good. Here's some of those tropical wind sets. These have definitely come up. I remember we used to buy these for 90 bucks, and this was like years after they had released. For the longest time, you could just get them anytime you want them. There's that Charizard. Pulled the 2700 on the 10, 2800 on the 9.5 Mewtwo. That's not too bad there. 3900 on the base set Japanese Zard. I know that's down from a lot of recent sales, but that's still up from the low. Right, because I think I bought one near the bottom at about 2500. You know, after the boom, they went up and then they come back down. I think they were up $7,000 to $10,000, somewhere in that range, and then they come back down again. There's a 9.5 on the Venusaur. This is base set first edition. There's the 9. So this one's interesting. The 9 got 4200. But then the PSA, or the 9.5 got 4,200, and then the PSA 9 got 5,100. So to me, that one already seems high, like that price seems high in itself. But to beat out the 9.5 within the same auction seems a little strange. All right, then we had this Neo Rev Entei. I did not win it. It almost brought the 7,000 that we saw on the previous one, but it is slowly ticking back. Still a very tough card to grade, very popular. Here's this Charizard pulled right at $10,000. I can't remember what I said I would predict on that, but that looks to be, I mean, a pretty solid, decent price. Complete set right there. What was the Charizard, like a 4 or 5? Yeah, it looks like the Charizard was a 5. Crazy enough, that's going to dictate a lot of the price, because we know that there's not going to be 10s in here. Not 10s on the hollows anyways. There might be some for the non-hollows. Pulled a 9 on the PSA, or on the Zard there. I mean, that's a pretty good price. 23.7 is very strong. The 9.5s, you can see right here, the BGS pulled 34.8, and the CGC one got 36.6. Again, those are pretty strong prices, especially seeing as, I mean, it's only dialed back from about the low 40s or so from where we were seeing during, well, I mean, I believe there was some that were way up there at the very peak, but most of the sales we were seeing were still in the 40 to 50 range. And then so these being in the mid 30s, I think that's pretty accurate for what we have going on in the market. I did lose both of these. I bid on them, but I did not bid this high. And then here's the big sale that we were talking about, and unfortunately it did not get any more bids since we last covered it. It did finish at the 480,000. Again, I'm not saying whether or not this is paid for. I have no idea if it's being paid for or not, but this seems like a really fair price for this card. It held fairly strong. I mean, I guess some people are going to say it's going to retrace a lot since the 7 sale, but honestly, if you go off the 9 sale at 840, the 8 is typically a much less desired grade. 9 is a really nice round grade because you don't have to go for that 10. It's the highest you can get without maxing it out. But I would say this is a little bit of a dial back, but with the overall market and the amount of people buying into, you know, the high-end items right now, I think this is still a pretty strong sale. But there we go, guys. That's all of the sales from Golden. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is all just information. I'm not showing anything flashy, so I hope you do enjoy it. And if you don't, let me know in the comments. I'll try to read through them. And if you did, give me a big thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed. Thanks.